Yeah, we've been having technology.
All right, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for a special episode of Face It, a series of family conversations presented by Fayette County Public Schools. My name is Lindsay Mattingly, and I'm a District Family and Community Liaison in the Office of Equity. And this is a special week because it's Family Engagement and Education Week here in Kentucky. And today we're talking to an expert in that field to share with us her thoughts on family engagement and the importance of it. Ms. Runyon, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Hi, my name is Tiffany Runyon, and I'm the Family Resource Coordinator at Coventry Oak Elementary. So while I appreciate being called an expert, I don't know about that, but we definitely do our best to support our students and our families as we are able to.
Well, I think you're an expert. You're boots on the ground.
Thank you so much.
So as an FRC coordinator, I know you see firsthand the effects of family engagement in this week's focus. So please tell us, why is family engagement important to your school?
So family engagement is important to our school for really a multitude of reasons, but I think just a couple of probably the most important parts are really that family engagement piece of just being a place where families and students feel welcome here at Coventry Oak, that they feel invested in our school and our school community. It not only helps them do better in the classroom, families feel more connected to the school, and I feel like you just end up getting better results as a community when everybody kind of comes together for that same common goal.
Absolutely. And, there have been over 60 years of studies that show us when families are engaged, the dividends show up in the classroom. And so that's something we're always talking about in our office. What are some of the ways that you guys encourage family engagement at Coventry Oak?
So we encourage family engagement right now. Honestly, obviously, it's been really tough through the pandemic to continue to encourage that virtually. But, our parents are still showing up in some ways that we are encouraging it. During the pandemic, we actually had office hours where families could come in virtually and Zoom in. For a lot of our support staff, we each had our own office hour. We encouraged parents to participate, even things like surveys, and just doing those type of things, coming to our drive-through events that we've had. So just really encouraging in any way possible to be able to show up. Now this year we have a few different options for our families. A lot of it is still virtual, but offering family nights, most of those have been virtual. We haven't had any drive-throughs this year, but we've had lots of virtual events, including parent-teacher conferences. Parents had the option to be virtual or to come in person if they felt more comfortable doing that. We are a big proponent of just sending out surveys to get parent feedback on what they would like to do and what they would like to see happen for the betterment of our school community. We have a daily log that goes home so that we can converse with our parents back and forth as a way of just that simple engagement piece, so that they know what's going on, they feel well connected. PTA meetings, our PTA, and being able to be a part of that, and just making sure that our school, it has a strong PTA. So that's a really great way that we encourage parents to get involved. We have our own FACE committee here for parents to get involved in that and offer programs through that, like our a Latino literacy program that'll be taking place this spring. We ensure that everything where we do have, a really diverse school, we make sure everything is translated well so that all parents feel welcome to come in anytime. And we're also just encouraging parents to pick up the phone and call us. And we really try to reach out to our families too, so that they really truly feel like partners, even in a time where we're not always together and not having a lot of people entering the building, that they still feel really connected and partners in our ultimate goal, which is, just educating and making these kids just amazing citizens.
Love it. Sounds great. So we know that not all families are going to be able to come to our schools for all kinds of different reasons. For those families that can't make it into the building, what might family engagement look like for them?
So this year, and I actually feel like this is a really great thing that has come out of the pandemic. I always try to look at positive things that have come out of it. And I think during the pandemic, we really created some amazing virtual formats for parents to feel connected and participate when they can't be here in person. And I think part of that is some Zoom options, Zoom parent teacher conferences and Zoom family engagement nights and Zoom PTA meetings. We definitely have the ability, if parents are interested in, volunteering and doing those things, we can send things home for them to cut out at home and send back in the student's backpack. And so I think that there is ways for parents to still connect when they can't get here. And I definitely would advise parents to make sure to reach out. If you're somebody that wants to get involved, fill out those surveys, those interest surveys, because we at Coventry Oak love to call on our families. If you tell us that you would like to serve on a committee, we will love to call you and ask you to serve on that committee. So filling out those interest surveys and letting us know how they would best like to help. And a lot of those committees right now are still virtual. So I think in a time when it's hard for parents to maybe get here for, like you said, a multitude of reasons, a lot of those types of committees and programs where parents can serve and be engaged in what we're doing are virtual. And I don't really foresee that virtual option going away. I think because it's been so successful and we realize that there's a need for that type of a format that's here to stay. And so that's really encouraging for those families that might have transportation issues or work issues or childcare issues, whatever they might be, to still be able to connect with us.
Yeah, I don't think Zoom is going away anytime soon.
I would agree.
Yeah. So what tips would you give to other schools who want to engage with families that they may not see very often?
Absolutely. We go on a lot of home visits here at my school, and I know not everybody might feel comfortable with home visits. Our school social worker, school counselor, and our mental health people, we go on home visits, and we, not in an intimidating way. Sometimes it's just to take a goodie bag or, something that's non-threatening to say, hey, we would love to connect with you. How can we assist you? We make a lot of phone calls in that same capacity. I would also suggest surveys. And I know I've said that a lot, but I really do think, if you put surveys out there in a lot of different formats by creating QR codes for parents to quickly scan, bit.lys, putting it out, the links out on Facebook pages or Instagram or however your social media looks like for your school website, we get really good feedback from those, and parents do want to be engaged. And so I think understanding where they might want to best serve, because not all parents feel comfortable or are able to be present during work days or something, but they might want to serve a different way. Like I gave the example of, cutting out maybe some lamination that a specific teacher might have for their class as a classroom mom. So there's definitely a place for everybody. And I think it's just finding out where they feel most comfortable in serving, and asking them where they would like to serve. We have gotten probably our best feedback is by individual asks. I know when I've asked for parents to serve on my Family Resource Center Council or my FACE committee, if I call a parent and say, hey, I saw that you had interest in this, I would love for you to serve on it. We get a lot better feedback and a lot more yeses by calling individual. We also have done teacher nominations for parents that maybe haven't filled out surveys. We've sent out a staff survey to say, hey, please let us know what parent from your classroom or couple parents from your room do you think, might not normally fill out the survey, but might really be interested in serving in some way, and calling those families and just say everybody loves to be nominated. So if you say, hey, you were nominated by, Mrs. Jones, they feel very honored. And it's a great way to reach those families that might not otherwise engage.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I know here at the district level, we often say that people are surveyed out, but I know as a parent, I think when it comes from the school level and you can have a direct impact, I think it is worth it to reach out.
Absolutely.
So what tips would you give families who maybe don't know how to start engaging and getting involved at their student's school?
Absolutely. And I think for that, it's baby steps. And I think whatever your comfort level is, being involved in some way, anyway, whether it's not, being at an elementary school, we have behavior books where you can be engaged just by simply checking the backpack and checking the behavior book, maybe for flyers or to see how your student's day was and writing a quick note back to the teacher if the teacher has written a note. Those even just simple ways, I think, go a long way in helping families feel connected and making sure that the students know that everybody is working together for one common goal. Those families that might want to be even a little bit more involved, don't hesitate to ask the front office staff for, what if they need help, or contact the teacher, reach out and see what needs there might be if they needed help making copies or cutting out lamination or something that they could send home for you to do and send back with their student. Serving on the PTA, I know all schools would really like to have a strong PTA, or if the schools have a FACE committee, serving in those capacities, or family resource center advisory councils. There's a lot of different ways that families can serve, and can serve differently depending on maybe their time or any limitations that they might have. But I would definitely don't hesitate to reach out. If you're not sure where to get started, a great place to start is just by reaching out to the classroom teacher or to maybe the family resource center coordinator at your school. We love to hear from parents and love when parents reach out to us to ask how they can help. Sometimes even just donating items if you have some gently used clothing. I know schools a lot of times will take things like that too. So just a variety of ways, but I would say my best advice is just don't hesitate to reach out and ask how you can help, because we definitely want each and every parent to be as engaged as they are possibly able to be.
Yeah, we say a lot in our office that engagement isn't simply showing up in the school building, that there's, all kinds of ways for any family to be engaged. But the important thing is showing our children, we do value your education. We care about it. We're invested in it, because when they see that, then in the classroom, they understand, this is important work I'm doing. Absolutely. And I want to do well.
Yeah, absolutely. That common partnership, when students see that, I feel like it changes everything from them wanting to be here at school, and just for their success in the classroom and long term, and just their overall feelings about school. So yeah, there is a place for everybody. And like you were saying, you do not have to be present in the school to be a part of that school. So don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Runyon, for taking some time to join us today. We really appreciate it. We know you're busy. And thank you, everyone out there, for joining us for this special episode. We want to stay in touch and build stronger connections between our shows. So don't hesitate to reach out to us, of course. There we go. Via email or text, or you can even give us a call. Because we want to hear from you. And hey, who knows, soon we might be calling on some of you all to even maybe guest star or host. We have all kinds of opportunities for engagement, just like our schools. So thank you all again. We'll see you soon. And remember, we're going to face it all together. Bye.